Hi everyone, Mel here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about how to get closure, how to find that closure within yourself when you haven't been able to get it from your ex. If the relationship has finished and you've been trying to get closure from your ex, you've been trying to get the answers. Why did this happen? Was it something that I did? Why did you change your mind? Can we give it another go? Whatever it is, a lot of the time we just don't get the closure that we're looking for. And it's an important part of moving on, but especially dysfunctional relationships, it's impossible to get closure. And even if the relationship wasn't dysfunctional and you've just been ghosted, or maybe you were given a reason and it just didn't feel like the right reason, it just didn't feel good enough to give you the answers that you're looking for, it's impossible to keep pressing your ex for this. You have to find it within yourself. So I felt inspired to make this video because there is a way to help give you that sense of closure, which can be a vital part in helping you move on and let go. I want to talk about a ritual that you can do for yourself, a ceremony you can do for yourself, a goodbye, letting go ceremony. The reason that I'm talking about rituals is because us humans, we love rituals, do we not? The simplest things, from having your cup of coffee in the morning when you wake up before you go to work, watching a favourite TV show whilst you eat your dinner, meeting up with your friends on a Friday evening at the pub. The smallest mundane rituals give us a sense of comfort in our day-to-day life. It helps us hit that dopamine spot as well. And there's also the more religious, more spiritual rituals that you see in every religion. What ritual does is that it focuses our concentration, it elevates our consciousness, it puts us into a certain state of awareness that really grounds whatever we're doing in this moment. It makes us fully present. It makes the experience more prominent, more special for us. I felt inspired to create this video to tell you about a goodbye ceremony, a goodbye ritual that you can do for yourself. You can invite a friend to do this with you if you want, but I think it's quite powerful to do this by yourself. And I think also it's going to have the biggest effect when you're ready to let go. It may not be so powerful to do it straight away after the breakup. I think give it a little while for it to sink in about what's happened. And when you know deep down that it's time to move on, that it's time to let go now, then this is a great time to do this ritual. And there's also the issue of stuff that you've accumulated from your ex. If you've got his or her stuff, having this lying around isn't really going to help. It is important to get rid of it. So how you do this, it really is up to you. And I think collect it all together. And if you want to leave it with a friend, if you want to leave it outside their door, if you just want to get rid of it, if you try to get in contact with your ex and you're like, yeah, I've got your stuff, and they don't care, they're not responding, just get rid of it. Drop it off at a charity shop or put it in the bin, but don't have it hanging around before you do this ritual. Okay, so I would say before you start this ritual, make sure that your room is cleared, your house is cleared of their stuff. So if they have mentioned that they want their stuff back, then I would suggest leaving it outside their house. Don't get into communication. Do not use this as an opportunity to get talking with them. Just drop it off or leave it with a friend, a mutual friend, someone that you know. This also includes having photos on your phone. So before you do this, please make sure you've deleted the photos. And this is often the hardest thing to do because you think, oh, I want the memories. If you really want the memories and you can't bear yourself to delete them, then go onto your computer and create a folder for them and put them in there. And just leave that. Do not access this folder. Personally, I would delete it if this was a very dysfunctional relationship and you don't want any memories of this. But if you want to honor the memory, I suppose, then okay, save them. But don't have them on your phone where you can easily access it. Keep it away on a computer. Even better, put them on a hard drive so that you don't see these photos every time you turn on your computer or turn on your phone. Point is that you don't want the reminders in your day-to-day life. because you need to help yourself. You need to help yourself to not be thinking about them all the time. So don't have these reminders around you. Make sure that you are not following them on Instagram, on Facebook, or Pinterest, or WhatsApp. Make sure you remove them. Block them if you need to. Do what it takes to remove the traces, remove the memories, remove the reminders of them. Sounds harsh, but the more you do this, the better you will feel afterwards, the lighter you will feel afterwards. Remember, you are clearing away space for the old, for the new to come in. You need to prepare this. Give yourself an evening, or if you can't do the evening, an hour in the day when you have uninterrupted time. Make sure you will not be interrupted. Turn off your phone, put it on airplane mode, unplug your landline if anyone still uses landline nowadays. Make sure the TV's not on. Keep your pets away for this if you can. Just make sure that you are uninterrupted. If you're sharing a house with someone, tell people to not interrupt you. This is important. Once you've made sure that you are not going to be interrupted, now is the time to set your intent. What is your intent for doing this? What are your reasons for doing this? Take a moment just to sit and just think, why am I doing this? You're doing this to let go. To let go gives you an opportunity to move on and to allow new things to come into your life. Letting go is getting rid of the old so that you create space for the new. It's you shedding skin. It's the snake shedding its skin. It's an important part of life. Nature does this. Animals do this. We do this within our own psyche. So honor this. This is a very important time. Now, find yourself a pen and paper and just free write. Write from your heart. Don't write this with the intent for anyone else to see this, because if you do, you may end up censoring yourself so that you impress the person you want to show it to, or maybe you may get a bit too angry so you want to destroy the person who reads it. It's just for you to read, no one else. Write from your heart, and just don't even have a plan about what to write. Write as if you're saying goodbye. Write about all the things that you wanted to say to your partner, to your ex-partner, but you didn't have the chance. Maybe they just didn't give you the opportunity to. Maybe they just never listened. Well, this piece of paper will listen. Just write. Write whatever you need to write. Take as long as you need. Write as many pages. Write only a few sentences, but write what you think is good for you. Write what you think needs to be said. In this process of free writing, I often find that memories come up, words come up, thoughts come up, and they end up just coming out through the pen. What this does, this process of free writing, it allows for the right brain to speak through your hand almost. It allows for right brain thinking to communicate when we're not consciously thinking about what to write. When we just create the space to free write, a lot of things can come up. Things from our intuition, maybe things from the past, whatever it is, it's all important. Just write, trust in the process, write it all down. If you're an artist, if you like to draw, go ahead and draw as well. Whatever you like, stick figures, if you like to colour, if you like to even paint, if you want to express yourself in this way, then do so. Some people benefit from having really calm and peaceful music in the background. This is up to you. Some people prefer silence. Some people prefer the sounds of nature. Some people prefer listening to 528 Hertz music or 432 Hertz music. If you feel compelled to do so, put some music on. If it's distracting, don't worry about it. And just give yourself the space just to release, to vent, to express all your emotions. This is you tapping into your emotions and putting it out onto paper. You see, emotions are meant to flow. They're associated with the element of water. Water flows. When we get stuck in our emotions, this can feel like it's overwhelming. So this helps to allow the flow. It also helps us get in touch with our emotions if you find it really hard to tap into your emotions, if you tend to suppress them a lot. So once you finish writing whatever it is that you needed to write, If you needed to draw anything as well, once it's all done and you just feel, okay, that's it, I'm done. Now is the time to let it go. Now, go outside, find a place outside, and there are 4 options that you can do. I like to use the elements of air, earth, wind, and fire. So, the elements of air would be cutting up the pieces of paper, and just letting it blow into the wind, just flowing it into the air, just release it into the wind. Please use pieces of paper which is biodegradable. That'll be good, thank you very much. And let them just see them in the air. If there isn't much wind, then maybe just go somewhere where there's a bit of elevation and just see them fall down. And make your peace with it when you're watching it flow away from you, fly away from you. The element of water, cutting up the pieces of paper very thinly and then sprinkling it into a river, into a stream, and watching it float away. The element of earth, burying it, dig a little hole, rip up the pieces of paper, burying it in the ground. And the element of fire, burning it, which is often the most popular choice. Be careful with this, you don't want to start any fires, hence why you should do this outside. Don't do it indoors, otherwise that scene from Friends when Phoebe, Rachel, Monica have a little burning party and it all goes a bit tits up. Yeah, do this outside. Have a little fire going on, cut up the pieces of paper and just burn them. Have something that's fireproof, cut them up, put a match into it, or just watch the pieces of paper become engulfed in the flames. Whichever method you use, sit and be present, stand and be present. And as it's disintegrating, it's been buried, as it's flowing away from you, if it's flying away from you, then imagine you making your peace with it, saying goodbye. Literally, it's leaving you now. This emotional attachment, this energetic attachment, you're saying goodbye to it now. And so you said your goodbyes. Now it's time to ground yourself. So have something to eat, listen to some music, do a little dance, sing, come back into your body and honor what just happened. And I know it's a really painful time. You may not think that it's a time to be singing and dancing, but you see this at the end of rituals. Mostly people will be chatting, be eating, chanting, singing, moving. It's to bring us back onto this current state of awareness, bringing you back to the ground, bringing you back to earth. Because when you're doing a ritual, when you're in a ceremony, you're in a certain trance-like state and you need to come back to yourself, back to your body. Respect the decision that you've made. Pat yourself on the back for taking the courageous step to do this, because it's not easy to say goodbye. It's not easy because it means that you are saying goodbye to the possibility, to the hope of reconciliation. This is why you have to do this when you are really ready to say goodbye. And then that's it. Doesn't have to take too long. Sometimes the simplest but concentrated ceremonies are the most powerful ones. And at any time, if you need the reminder, if you feel yourself slipping into forgetting about what you've done and the impulse to think about your ex and to reminisce and to want to ruminate about what happened, and you find yourself slipping back into overthinking about things again, here's a tip. This is really good if you meditate and you find it hard to concentrate. What you do, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and close your eyes, and in your mind's eye, you just imagine you putting all of this into a box. All the memories, all your feelings regarding this, all your thoughts regarding around your ex, everything, keep putting it into a box, keep putting it all in. You may feel like there's like a massive amount. This is a box, it's like a Mary Poppins handbag box, it's unlimited size. You can put anything in it. Just keep putting it in. And then finally shut the lid on this box. And you're going to imagine that there's a stream in front of you. And put it in the stream and watch it flow away from you. It really helps in helping yourself detach from overthinking when you get caught up in overthinking. You are putting it into a box, you are pushing it away from your conscious awareness for now, because you need that reprieve, you need that space, you need that break from thinking about it. Remember that energy follows thought. When you're overthinking something, the energy builds up and you end up suffering from it even more. So doing this actually gives you a little break from overthinking. It breaks the energy building up. And so it gives you a pause. And with this pause, choose to do something else. Meditation is actually quite a good way of helping you detach from overthinking about things. What meditation does, it encourages you to come back to being the observer. When you're observing your thoughts, and when you see yourself catching on to thoughts, when you see yourself getting caught up with thoughts and, daydreaming, thinking, becoming anxious, what meditation does is to realize that you're getting caught up with your thoughts, to label it as thought, to label it as emotion, to label it as physical sensation, and come back to being the observer, the one who is observing. And the more you do this, the easier it becomes to detach yourself from mindsets, from thoughts. It gives you a choice when you catch yourself going into emotions that you don't want to at that time. It gives you the discipline to choose how to act rather than always acting on impulse. So I'll end it there. I'd love to know your thoughts. What do you think about all of this? Have you tried something similar yourself? What are your ideas? Have you got any ideas for what would be good for a goodbye ceremony, a goodbye ritual? And yeah, if you're struggling with saying goodbye to your ex, if this was a really dysfunctional relationship, and often when we're dating someone who's really dysfunctional, we never get closure, and it seems like getting closure is quite an important part of moving on. And to make peace with, you're not going to get closure for your ex. And if you're finding this very difficult, know that I can help. I offer one-to-one counselling online. Drop me an email. My email address is in the description box, melanieprsvp@gmail.com. And I'll leave it there for now. Hope you have a lovely day. Bye-bye.